Welcome back to Wildcat Academy. Today we're going to be doing some ACT math review, and we're going to be focusing on the equations of a circle. So we'll be doing 3 questions, kind of exploring the kind of increase in difficulty from easy, and then kind of a medium difficulty, and then more of a complex question at the end. So all of these are real ACT questions. It says, which of the following equations is that of a circle that is in the standard XY coordinate plane, has a center of 1, -4, and has a radius of 5 coordinate units. So what you're going to need to know for all of your equation of a circle questions is that the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And the simplest questions are going to be just like this one, where you're identifying the center and the radius, or they're going to be given the center and the radius and have to identify the equation. But a very straightforward question. So you can just plug into the formula here for the equation, and the tricky part here is to remember that from the center we will be going -1 and minus a -4. So it always appears opposite of what our center is in the equation. So you can see that it ends up being x minus 1 squared plus y ends up being plus 4, and this ends up being 5 squared. So real quick, you can see that the answer is going to be D, x minus 1 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 25. You can see these others are going to be distractors. They don't have the squared on them at all. And this one, you can see that they thought, well, maybe you thought that was going to be the square root of 5. And this one plugged in the points directly, but ended up being D being the answer there. All right, so on the second problem, the equation x minus 7 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals 10 is that of a circle that lies in the standard xy coordinate plane. One endpoint of a diameter of the circle has coordinate 11. What is the y coordinate of the other endpoint of that diameter? Well, this can be a really complex question if you try to use the distance formula, but there is an easier way to approach this problem. So what we want to do, I'm going to draw a diagram just so we can visualize this. So if the center is 7, 8, and again we're going to use that equation, and these are going to be, the center is going to be the opposite of these two values. And then we have some value up here where we don't know what the x coordinate is, but we know the y coordinate is going to be some x, 11. Okay, so we're going to think about this in terms of a vector. So we know that the diameter will be a straight line through the center from the coordinate x, 11. So all you have to think about is how did I travel in a vector? If you're not familiar with those, it gives you distance and magnitude. And how far did I travel in the y direction? Well, I traveled -3. So I did 11 minus 8, which is -3. And so this down here will be some x2, 8 minus 3 more, will be 5. And that ends up being the solution. All right, so in this question, again, we're using, immediately identify this as the equation of a circle. So x squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 1. And we have that standard just graphed in the standard xy coordinate plane. And suppose the circle rolls along the positive x-axis for 2 rotations and then stops. So this is a shift to the right, and it even comes with a diagram. The diagram on the ACT test actually had this rotating, but you can see that we have shifted it to the right. So, and how far? Well, it rolled the circumference, which is 2 pi r. And here, the radius, we can easily see the radius is 1. So we have shifted the circumference, and it's 2 rotations, so we've shifted that twice, so we are going to shift to the right 4 pi. Well, you can see, just as a matter of strategy, that on the right hand side all of these are the same. Okay, the y minus 1 squared is equal to 1. So the right half of the answer choices are all the same. The only difference is the shift, and we know we're shifting 4 pi, so it has to be C or E. And we are shifting to the right from our original position. So you have to remember that we want that this length, this coordinate right here is going to be 4 pi comma 1, because that's the new center, and that ends up being E. It is going to appear opposite of our actual center. So we shifted over 4 pi, which was, we shifted 2 pi, and then we went 2 pi more to 4 pi. And again, in that length was the rotation of the circumference. How far did we shift? And all points were shifted by the rotation of the circumference. All right, well, that winds up our video today. If you would leave a comment down below on video topics over ACT review that you would like to see, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any other great videos from Wildcat Academy.